A world at the brink of massive destruction by the demonic Rakshasa horde and other demons, Earth 50101 is the home of Spider-Man India. Although the 2023 movie Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse explicitly mentioned that the life of Spider-Man India was pretty easy, his comic book version has experienced more sinister events, but these adventures had made him more heroic. Welcome to Vita Comics, and today let's further analyze the world of Spider-Man India, its difference to the Spider-Verse animated movie version, get to know some of its notable residents, and see the demonic versions of Spider-Man's villains. What is Earth 50101? Many centuries before the rise of modern civilizations on the planet, demonic creatures known as the Rakshasas dominated the world while destroying human civilizations. The Rakshasa horde ravaged the planet unopposed until a warrior prince and his kingdom led a great war against the demons. After many hardships, the humans were ultimately victorious and banished the Rakshasas to oblivion using a magical amulet. Fast forward to the present time, a businessman in Mumbai named Nalin Oberoi discovered the amulet and tried to unlock it. The Rakshasa horde then gave him demonic powers in exchange for agreeing to free them from the amulet. To prevent resurgence of the demons and the annihilation of the world, a mysterious yogi chose Pavitr aka Pav, and gave him with arachnid-like abilities. Pav created the identity of Spider-Man and dedicated himself to crime fighting and fighting demons. Yes, there is no radioactive spider in this reality, but most of his enemies are also doctors like the enemies of Peter Parker. But these doctors become demons. Nalin Oberoi released the Rakshasas on Mumbai, and Spider-Man India is one of the few people in Earth 50101 who can defeat them. Now let's meet some characters in this world. Pavitr aka Pav aka Spider-Man India came from a poor family in a village. His parents died in their village a few years back, then moved to Mumbai with his Aunt Maya and Uncle Bim to study at the Heritage International School after getting half a scholarship. Similar to most origins of Spider-Man, his uncle and aunt are struggling to support him. Other students beat him and teased him for being poor and wearing traditional clothes. Only MJ, short for Mira Jain, a girl from school, befriended him. Like Pav, Mira was also from a local village near Amravati. His uncle Bim would always console him when he is being bullied at school. On one of the days Pav was being chased by his bullies, he was snatched by an ancient yogi who told him to face his destiny and brought him to a mystical landscape called the Web of Life. This yogi told Pav about the primal forces that acted as gods and demons of Earth. He exclaimed that an ancient malevolent force has been unleashed, and to stop it, a being of virtue and righteousness needs to come forward, and that it is Pav's destiny to become that being. The yogi gave him the power of a spider, the spider that weaves the web of life, and so the yogi asked Pav to rise and fulfill his karma. The way he got his powers is quite similar to how the young Billy Batson of DC Comics got his powers from an old wizard and then becoming Shazam.
Shazam?
Yes! Carry my name!
When he woke up, Pav was now wearing a Spider-Man costume mixed with traditional dhoti trouser with red and blue loincloth and what seems to be Punjabi jury shoes with Spider-Man pattern. In the Spider-Verse movie, Spider-Man India is much more colorful. He wears a blue dhoti with gold linings, red fitted shirt with white Spider-Man logo, possibly lotus flower mixed with spiderweb symbols on his shoulders and hands, and a full thick hair. His mask has an exotic design with a top opening to expose his hair. The most remarkable item that he has are his bangles that he uses like a yo-yo together with his spider webs. Pav uses his bangles as a weapon to utilize his webs even more. He can hit enemies with his metal gadget and even catch them. It seems like the bangle can even change size as Pav gets the spot caught by his legs using only his bangle. Pav in the movie lives in Mumbatan, a major city filled with traffic, which is a mixture of Mumbai and Manhattan. He seems to be a simple boy and not from a wealthy family, and being a Spider-Man is so easy for him. He doesn't work out as he is naturally buff, and he loves drinking chai with his aunt. Pav is in love with a girl named Gayatri, the same way Peter loves Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy. Gayatri's father is a local police captain like the father of Gwen Stacy. It is quite evident that Spider-Man India has one of the most astonishing acrobatic scenes in the movie.
I'm glad you asked, new guy.
I'm not a new guy.
My name is Pavitr.
Back to the comics, while Pav was discovering his powers, he refused to help a woman being attacked by several men. He thought the police will surely save her. He left the place, but his uncle Bim tried to save the woman and cried out after being stabbed by the same men who attacked the woman. He chased the muggers to avenge his uncle. He wanted to kill them, but something inside him made him stop. His uncle Bim died, and Pav came to understand that with great power comes great responsibility. It would take him some time to move on after his death. Back at school, Flash Thompson, one of his bullies, mentioned the death of his uncle, so Pav lost it and threw him out of the room. The school teacher saw him and then recruited him into the cricket team. Pav would soon become very well versed with his spider powers and start fighting muggers and helping the neighborhood. Aunt Maya then received the news that the village where they're from was burned to the ground and has become even more afraid to be alone. When Nal and Oberoi released the demons tried to influence Pav to kill everyone, but the voice of his uncle fought the voice of the demons. Spider-Man won against the demons' voices, and his light even removed the demons from Nal and Oberoi. Everything went back to normal. Pav got his first kiss from Mira and celebrated Diwali, the Hindu festival of lights, with his aunt. Sometime after, Pav was saved by the superior Spider-Man from a certain death at the hands of Karn. He was then recruited into joining a team of Spider-Man from many dimensions to battle the Inheritors, a terrifying family that travels around the multiverse, feasting on the life essence of Spider people across the Spiderverse. When they arrived in Earth 3145 and met this reality's Ben Parker, Pav felt an existential crisis. He felt like just a copy of Peter Parker or just a distorted echo of Spider-Man, and therefore expendable in the coming battle against the Inheritors. He was convinced by Spider UK that each Spider-Man is unique and special in their own way. Pav still joined the final battle with the Inheritors and survived. Afterwards, he joined the Web Warriors together with Spider-Ham, Gwen Stacy, Spider UK, Anya Corazon, and Spider-Man-Noir. They faced the Electroverse, an army of Electros that raved across the multiverse. The Electros hunted them, so the team went to Earth 803, the steampunk Earth. Pav, despite the outdated technology available, repaired their communicators by building a mechanical computer to lure the Electros to Earth 803. Pav also created a dome compound that they used to trap the Electros, and so they won. The team later discovered an ongoing demonic invasion into Pav's Earth and managed to defeat it. Later, the Inheritors got free and the Totems assembled two armies, one bent on killing their enemies led by Superior Spider-Man, and another with less gruesome goals, which Pav joined. The team assaulted the new base of the Inheritors but were overpowered and saved by the intervention of Superior Spider-Man's group. Ultimately, the two teams unified and discovered that Solus had been resurrected. Eventually, they were able to transfer the minds of their enemies into newborn bodies empty of memories and powers. In the second volume of Spider-Man India, Pav has started to feel alone and became tired of his normal routine of fighting crime, studying, and doing charity work. He is constantly questioning himself about his purpose as he can't save the whole city and quite bothered that he is not excelling at anything. At some point, his powers accidentally helped a doctor become a lizard monster, and the local social media news has always vilified him. Because of this, he decided to stop being a Spider-Man, threw out his Spider-Man costume, and focus on his local community work. Next is one of the major villains in Earth 50101 and possibly based on Green Goblin, and that is Nalin Oberoi. Nalin Oberoi is a huge businessman who owned Oberoi Corporation. He became aware of the powerful amulet that would give him extraordinary powers, and it is located on the old village of Pav's family. Nalin commanded his goons to burn their village to the ground with no survivors to obtain the amulet. When he got the amulet, he asked a local Shermana to conduct the ritual for him to achieve the powers of the amulet. Upon absorbing its powers, Nalin transformed into a gigantic, terrifying green demon with immense horns and fire on his head and on his arms. However, when he became a monster, Nalin realized that the powers he achieved also came with a great consequence. The demons tied on the amulets have possessed him. The demons showed him the history of the war between mortals and demons, and that for over a millennia, they have hungered to return and unleash their unrelenting force of retribution to mankind. The time for their revenge is at hand as the stars are about to align in 10 days for the consecrated festival. The demons told him that he will perform a forgotten ritual that will open a portal for the demons to reclaim Earth. Nalin tried to fight this, but the demons asked him to embrace his dark destiny and warned him of a boy, Pav the Spider-Man, who will threaten their plans. Nalin accepted his fate and the demons. The amulet also gave him the ability to change from human to demon at will. Nalin then asked Dr. Octopus to investigate and get more information about Pav and why he was chosen to become the Spider-Man. He then turned Dr. Octopus into a demon to kill Spider-Man, but Dr. Octopus failed. Nalin kidnapped Mira Jain and Aunt Maya and took them both to a refinery outside Mumbai. At the same time, he also freed the demons with the refinery as the center. There, he blasted Dr. Octopus with a fire ray. Pav went to the refinery and fought many monsters on the way. Pav arrived and fought Nalin, who let both Aunt Maya and Mira fall. Spider-Man dove for his aunt but then failed to rescue Mira. Luckily, Mira was saved by Dr. Octopus coming back to exact revenge on Oberoi. Pav and Nalin came face to face. Pav fought for his life as Nalin has the most physical advantage. Meanwhile, a dark voice from a Venom-like demon tried to turn Spider-Man to the dark side, but he remembered his uncle and rejected the evil. By doing so, the link between the demons and Nalin was shattered and he became human again. Another villain in Earth 50101 is Dr. Octopus, who is the leading expert in ancient Indian studies, so he was asked by Nalin Oberoi to investigate on why Pav was chosen to become the Spider-Man if there are any historical or mythological connection between the amulet and Pav's family. Dr. Octopus did not find anything extraordinary about Pav. Disappointed, Nalin used the power of his amulet and turned Dr. Octopus into a demon with multiple limbs like an octopus to kill Spider-Man. Dr. Octopus first attacked Pav while playing cricket at the Heritage International. The extra limbs or tentacles of Dr. Octopus are retractable, stretchable, and appear to be solid yellow light constructs. These tentacles are also strong enough to throw away cars. He has horns surrounding his silver armor and he can create other light constructs to become weapons. He almost won against Spider-Man, but Pav used his webs to pull the surrounding walls and drop them to Dr. Octopus. Disappointed with his failure and overall meekness, Nalin Oberoi blasted Dr. Octopus, yet he did not die. When Nalin dropped Mira to fall from the refinery, Dr. Octopus swooped in and saved her. Dr. Octopus then faced Nalin Oberoi again, but this time, Nalin made sure he is dead. Dr. Kushal B. Kumar is the lizard of Earth 50101. He is a brilliant scientist and thinker. He does research on reptilian brains and human primal instincts. Dr. Kumar believes that as a society, we have become weak and obsessed with privileges, feelings, and individuality. His experiments with the primal self has led him to explore reptilian brain functions. He believes that if we trigger the reptilian part of our brain, we can be the best version of ourselves. Curious about Dr. Kumar's philosophy, Pav agreed to go to him to his laboratory. However, Dr. Kumar suddenly forced him to inhale a sleeping gas and injected him with a muscle relaxer that made Pav unable to move. Dr. Kumar chained Pav on a seat and made a human test subject. Dr. Kumar created a physical link to Pav and the lizard through a machine that he believed would ignite the reptilian brain. When he turned on the machine, the arachnid powers within Pav reacted furiously and caused for the machine to malfunction. Dr. Kumar tried to fix it by touching it, but it exploded the laboratory. When Pav woke up, the laboratory was all in ruins. The explosion also provided a huge transformation for Dr. Kumar, who has now become a humanoid lizard. He slashed Pav on the chest, then went out to the streets to find new test subjects. He attacked people on the streets and soon Spider-Man appeared and fought him. During their battle, Dr. Kumar emphasized that Spider-Man has a lot of power, but his weakness is his humanity, then said that the people will never love him like the way they wanted him to. Dr. Kumar fled then went to his underground laboratory in the sewers while designing a new formula that would make use of the DNA of Spider-Man to make him indestructible. Next is the demonic version of Venom. We first saw Venom as one of the demons of the Rakshasa horde trapped by the amulet. This ancient and evil guardian tried to possess Spider-Man, India, that began by turning his costume black and manifesting a mouth of tusk-like fangs. Nevertheless, Pav won that time and removed Venom. Years later, a cult called the Neo-Alverse recovered the Rakshasa amulet and summoned the demon, which unleashed a horde of amorphous black demons that possessed them, turning them into monsters, and began to spread across Earth 50101. The Web Warriors arrived in time to help evacuate Mumbai, and while the rest of the team fought the demons valiantly and incessantly, especially Spider-Gwen, Spider-Ham, and Spider-Girl. Pav saved Mira while Spider-Noir used his guns to blast the demons, willing to make a last stand. Then, Pav and Lady Spider, Mary Riley, traveled to the Ajanta caves where the demon had made its lair. The demon attacked them, proclaiming that the spider's age had ended and the reign of demonkind had begun. Wrestling the monster, Pav and Lady Spider found the ancient amulet and shattered it for good, which made the demon and its breed inert, right before the rest of the team was about to become demons themselves. A sample of the black goo that constituted the demon and its offshoots was taken by Spider-Noir so that it could be investigated further. Other characters in Earth 50101 are Flash Thompson, main school bully of Pav but soon became #1 fan of Spider-Man India, Giri Sahib, owner of Giri Corp and a tech magnate who wished to remove all the slums and its residents in Mumbai. He can also grow a very huge muscular body at will. He commanded his goons to assault the slum residents while manipulating the media that it was the fault of Spider-Man India. And Naina, social media specialist of Giri Corp, who started a hate campaign against Spider-Man under the commands of Giri Sahib. She didn't want to do it, and her campaign has led to Pav to quit being the Spider-Man India. So what do you think of Earth 50101? Do you find Spider-Man India to be incredibly interesting? How would you compare Spider-Man India in the movies versus in the comics? What universe of Marvel would you like us to tackle next here in Bita Comics? Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.